Hello, fellow Cyberder. Welcome back to Humanity Unleashed. If you're new here, this is a channel where we cover the issues of the mind, the body, and the soul with the purpose of leading us into human liberation. Today, I want to bring to you the topic of the soul. Of course, these are all interrelated. There's no such thing as separation. But I think this topic falls into the soul category a little better. So, I was listening to this master, this Rinpoche monk, Master Tuktu Lao Seng, if I'm not mistaken, a very important man in Tibet. And he's talking about the three poisons, or the three weaknesses of the mind. And if you want to set free, if you want to really liberate mankind, we have to start with ourselves. And if we want to liberate ourselves, we know we have to appease that inner battle, that inner conflict that keeps us many times from reaching that elevated state that is not about what's external in our environment. It's about our internal environment. And so he's talking about these three poisons, these three weaknesses of the human mind. And as I understand, because his English is a little hard to understand sometimes, as I understand, these come in levels. So one leads to the other. The first one being ignorance. We're ignorant, that's why we suffer. That's why we are in prison. The second one is attachment. Because we're ignorant, we perceive things in the wrong way. We elude ourselves with the illusion of the Maya. And we attach ourselves to ephemeral things, which of course, as we all know, brings suffering. The third thing being anger. Because we're ignorant, we have attachment. Because we have attachment, we have anger. As Sri Yukteswar says in the Autobiography of a Yogi, chapter 14, if I'm not mistaken, anger comes invariably from a thwarted mind, meaning you can't be in your right mind, you can't be in your balance, in your full self, if you're angry. Marcus Aurelius said the best answer to anger is silence, because really what can you say to someone that is angry? He's not in his right mind. And so, this Rinpoche master, he continues saying that attachment makes us angry. Anger makes us become someone we don't want to become. Everyone has experienced this, right? You're angry, you say stuff you don't want to say. You do stuff you don't want to do. You regret. You're not in control of your thoughts, of your emotions. You lash out, you become aggressive, etc. You're not in your best self. In contrast, he says, kindness makes us become the person we want to become. And I think you can also relate to this feeling. Like, you like yourself when you're kind, when you have that elevation of thought and of presence to be kind to your brother and sister. You think highly of yourself when you're kind. You respect yourself. You think, this is the best I can do. I'm in my best version, right? And so according to him, anger makes us become someone we don't want to become. Kindness makes us become someone we want to become. And how do we get there? It says that the antidote, the kryptonite for anger, is compassion. When we're compassionate about our brother, we can't be upset at them. We understand he must be going through something. We understand if I lash out at him, I'm gonna feel bad. I'm gonna hurt him. I don't want that. When we're compassionate, we understand, my brother is in his path. If he's doing whatever he's doing that upsets me or triggers me, it's because he doesn't know better. If he knew better, he wouldn't do that. He would never do that. And so, compassion is an antidote for anger, right? I think it works. And love, according to this master, serves as an antidote for attachment, which it's a little harder for me to break down and explain to you. But do your own introspection. Try to find out on your own how this makes sense to you from a person that has studied all his life, the teachings and the knowledge that has been passed down for thousands of years in Tibet. And we all know these people, they know something we want to know, right? So yeah, you know better than to be angry. If you're angry at society, if you're angry at your family or whomever, you're just angry at yourself. You know that this is a poison you're taking. You're not giving this poison to anyone. It's just a poison you're taking. And you can dwell on it for as long as you like, make a little drama inside your head, a little soap opera that entertains you. But at some point you're going to understand, well, I'm just wasting time. I need to focus. I need to get my S together so that I can start, living my life. I can't pay attention to what others are doing because I need to be in control of what I'm doing. And if I'm upset about the others, I'm not focused on me. And so, yeah, practice not being angry. Use this little insight of this master to bring about some peace and some clarity to your inner environment. As we say, protect your bliss. How are you going to do that if you're angry? And another thing, because a lot of times it's hard because of our environment. Other people don't control us necessarily, but they sure influence us. And so it's hard. You can try and practice Tumo and Wim Hof breathing to be warm in a very cold environment. But it takes a lot of energy, and it takes a lot of experience, and it takes a lot of knowledge. If you can be in another environment, that will be helpful. So if you're dealing with people that make you angry, maybe start contemplating how to get them out of your life. And I'm saying this not because we shouldn't try and give chances to the people in our life so they can live with us in harmony. I'm saying this by experience. There are amazing people out there. Unfortunately, the great majority are under some sort of spell and they can't think straight. And they're not a good influence to you. So yeah, by all means, try with people, give them a chance. Really try. Make sure you try before you quit on them. But then if you see they're just bringing you anger, move on. You know better than to fight against the current. If they really value your presence, if you told them, I can't be angry, you can't be depressed, you're doing this and this and that, they would stop. So they're giving you a cue that you're not important, really. So follow that cue. It's very hard to change yourself, much more to try to change others, especially when they don't necessarily understand the need for change and they don't really want to do the work of change. So yeah, Work on yourself. Find those right people that value you, that nourish your environment. Having said that, you are always under control. There is no external entity, no person, no circumstance that has control of your life. Ultimately, you are in charge. Remember that. That was all for today, fellow Cybernaut. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all the support. Until the next episode, protect your bliss, stay human, stay free.